All right, 96th and Broadway. Gonna walk all the way to the Staten Island Ferry via the 7th Avenue line. Starting in the lovely Upper West Side. So while there isn't a whole lot going on, I do have to tell you that, unfortunately, this will be my last time doing one of these. The reason being that the most recently released MTA survey does not rate the individual subway lines. So there's no way of telling if any of them passed the threshold or even went below the threshold. So this one is unfortunately going to be the last episode. Zabar's. If you know, you know. Beacon Theater. On Halloween night a few years ago, I saw Ween here. It's a nice place in there. A pretty significant checkpoint in the form of the 72nd Street Station. And we're just passing by the AMC Lincoln Square, which is pretty much my whole relationship to this area. If you are a fan of big, cinema, this has the largest IMAX screen in the United States. I saw Dune 2 there. It was amazing. You gotta do this at least once. And that is Lincoln Center right in front of us. Get some views of it from the side here. So, I guess this is canon. I don't know, I felt it always gave more of a Dumbo feel. Maybe that's even far-fetched, I don't know. And we have reached Columbus Circle. Getting closer to Midtown. The birthplace of Beatlemania. The birthplace of Beatlemania 60 years ago. So we've been on Broadway, but now in Times Square we make the switch to 7th Avenue to truly become the 7th Avenue line. Just been watching the boundaries between Broadway and 7th Avenue get smaller and smaller for the last several blocks. The last time you're gonna see this coming from me. This billboard is mentally stuck in 1999. About a year ago, we lost the great Jimmy Buffett, and me and a friend went over here to pregame for Izu. That was a memorable time. 4th Street, Penn Station, Madison. If anyone's seeing ELO in a few weeks, I'll see you there. Pretty familiar landmark right there. Another significant checkpoint just crossed 14th Street. The World Trade Center in sight. We are now well into Greenwich Village. The Stonewall National Monument dedicated to the Stonewall riots that gave birth to the LGBT rights movement. The actual bar is down the street there on Christopher Street. And just crossed Houston Street, which can only mean Lower Manhattan is afoot. Signs for the Holland Tunnel up ahead, more in the distance. In fact, this is an entryway to the Holland Tunnel. And yet another one on the right. Crossing Canal Street, getting closer and closer. I got one question. Who you gonna call? And somehow we are on Broadway again. Duane Street, Reed Street, Duane Street, Weed Street. Everywhere you go. Oh, now I forgot to mention, even though this is the 7th Avenue line video, we are focusing specifically on the 1. So by this point, the 2 and the 3 already split from the 1, and World Trade Center is right upon us. And as a matter of fact, this is it right here. Just take that in for a second. Well, it is not over yet. We still have to get to Battery Park and the Staten Island Ferry. You see the Oculus right behind me. Walking through Elizabeth Berger Plaza by the Rector Street station, nearing the end here. Entry to the Hugh Carey Tunnel over here. Walking alongside Battery Park. Ferry's most likely straight ahead. And actually this is it right here. And so you know what? I've never actually ridden the Staten Island Ferry before, so I think I'm going to do that. But as for the subway walk, this marks the end of it. I actually really enjoyed this one. Thank you for exploring New York with me. So guess what? I just walked into the terminal and I got online for the ferry, but I thought it looked a little crowded. So what we're gonna do instead is walk back to the Chambers Street station by the way of the 2 and 3. Walking through City Hall Park, that's City Hall at the end there, and this is Chambers Street. Even though it doesn't say the one there, we will be able to find it. So, yeah, goodbye for real this time. Hope you enjoyed.